Bajo del Gualicho has an elevation of negative 72 meters. Lago in Enriquillo has an elevation of negative 46 meters. Note that both places have negative elevations because they are both below sea level. Okay, write an inequality that correctly compares the elevations. Okay, so let's draw a vertical number line. Okay, so let's say that here is the sea level, 0 is the sea level. And Bajo del Gualicho. Bajo. Is somewhere here, let's say. This is a negative 72. And this is negative 46. This is lab. Okay. So negative 72 is smaller than negative 72 is less than negative 46. Which of the following descriptions is correct? Lago and Enriquillo has higher elevation than Bajo del Gualicho. This is correct because Lago is okay because both numbers have negative signs before them. It means that 72 is at a lower elevation than Lago. Okay, so Lago has a higher elevation than that. Okay, Bajo del Gualicho has a higher elevation than. Okay, this is not correct. Okay, desert shores has an elevation of negative 61.2 meters. Chatel Jalsa has an elevation of negative 7.1 meters. Okay, note that both places have negative elevations because they are both below sea level. Which one of the following inequalities correctly compares the elevations? Okay, so negative 61.2 is smaller than negative 17.1 because it is 61.2 has the greater value and has a negative sign, so it is to the left of negative 17.1 on the number line, so it's less than, so it's correct. Okay, which one of the following descriptions is correct? Desert shores has a lower elevation than Chatel Jalsa. That's correct. Lower. This is lower than this. Okay. Manuela scored negative 4.5 points relative to her season average against the China Dragons. She scored 1.5 points relative to our season average against the Canada Moose. Drag the white cards onto the gray rectangle to write an inequality that correctly compares Manuela's relative numbers of points. Okay. So 1.5 is greater than negative 4.5, because 1.5 is to the right of negative 4.5 on the number line, and also this is a positive number and this is a negative number, so obviously the positive number has a greater value than the negative number. Okay. Which of the following descriptions is correct? Manuela scored more points against China Dragons than against the Canada Moose. Against the Canada Moose, she scored a positive number, and against the China Dragons, she scored a negative. So against the Canada Moose, she scored more. Against the Canada Moose, she scored more points against the Canada. So B is correct. An eagle is flying at an elevation of 15 meters above the ground. A dry falcon is flying at an elevation of 23 meters above the ground. Write an equality that correctly compares the elevations. Okay, so 15 meters is less than 23 meters. Which of the following descriptions is correct? The eagle is flying at a lower elevation than the gyre falcon. What is a gyre falcon? Okay, so the eagle is flying at a lower. That is correct, because 15 is lower than 23. Lilo's diner has a value of $1.73 million. Okay. Mitch's bed and breakfast, Mitch's bed and breakfast has a value of negative 0.21 million. Which of the following inequalities correctly compares the company values? Okay, so this is not correct. Negative 0.21 is not greater than 1.73. 1.73 is greater than 0.21, because this number is to the right of this number on the number line, and this number 1.73 is positive, and this number 0.21 is negative. So obviously this is greater value than this. Which of the following descriptions is correct? Which is bed and breakfast? No. Lilo's diner has a greater value. This is correct. Lilo's diner has a greater value than Mitch's bed and breakfast. The Red Robins are facing off against the Aliens in fantasy football. The Red Robins scored 39 points this week. The Aliens scored negative 25 points this week. Drag the white cards onto the gray rectangle to write an inequality that correctly compares the scores. So 39 is greater than negative 25. The red robins scored higher than the aliens. Yes. The electric charge of magnesium is 2. The electric charge of potassium is 1. Okay. Magnesium. Okay. Potassium. Okay. Okay, so 2 is greater than 1. Which one of the following descriptions is correct? Potassium's charge is more positive. No. Magnesium's charge is more positive than potassium's charge because magnesium is a charge of 2. Okay, so I've completed all the practices here, and in the next video I will take this quiz number 2. See you in the next video.